Baruch Spinoza was a Jewish-Dutch philosopher who studied ethics and the philosophy of tolerance and the quality of well-being. He had a vision of truth beyond what was normally taken for granted to human beings and was influenced by his favorite philosopher, Seneca. He also attempted to reinvent religion through his own beliefs on God. Spinoza believed that cause and effect was inescapable. He also believed that suffering was caused by misunderstanding. He followed the philosophy of the Stoics, that God was the same as nature. This influenced his beliefs that mind and body are two aspects of the same thing. He also believed that having knowledge of philosophy, psychology, and natural science is how one comes to understand God, and that God possesses a physical body, which many people disagreed with and was the reason why he was banned from Amsterdam's Jewish community when he was in his early 20s. He was titled and known as an atheist, which was an insult to people who did not follow the religion during this time. Spinoza was a pinnacle of the 17th century rationalism. He was an influential figure of the Enlightenment, and he was best known for his work in ethics. His work was forgotten as time passed, but his work was reintroduced by Darwin, Freud, as well as Einstein.
Now that we know a little about Spinoza's background, let's take a look at his contributions to the world. Spinoza dedicated his life to his studies and produced a number of books. These include Hebrew Grammar, Letters to a Friend and Foe, a short treatise on God, man, and his well-being, ethics, and so much more. Spinoza's first book, in 1633, was The Principles of Descartes' Philosophy. It is important to note that Spinoza wrote this book as an alternative interpretation to Descartes' principles. In short, Descartes believed in the power of human logic in understanding the world. After his second book, a controversial essay on the contents of the Bible, Spinoza discontinued the publishing of his works. The essay gave way to reason as a way of finding the truth rather than religion. He received much backlash from pious figures and was branded atheist. Spinoza's most important work was his book on ethics. In this book, he formally depersonalized God and stripped him of his characteristics of what many Jews believed in, such as the afterlife, the ability for God to hear and answer our prayers. Although Spinoza attempted to swap the idea of God and religion with that of doing good things and studying nature, he did not completely get rid of the idea of God. He simply created a different view of looking at things.
How does Spinoza's contributions hold up today? Is it still relevant? Do we see it? More than 350 years after his death, Spinoza's work continues to be explored and discussed. Whether celebrated or critiqued, Spinoza's work has helped to shape the way we see our world. He is remembered as an original thinker deeply concerned with religious and theological questions and finding true happiness, all aspects of life that are still relevant to this day. Spinoza caught people's attention with his work, as he boldly challenges minds to expand their beliefs. Spinoza's work has and continues to influence the minds of many. Spinoza was a religious thinker seeking to understand in some other way what God might mean. His reflections on scriptures and religion are still discussed today as they offer an account of the nature of society. Spinoza's philosophy provides a sense of meaning that is compatible with today's science and reason. It offers an alternative for those who cannot accept the literal truths of religious myths and yet find scientific materialism offensive. The intensely religious, yet rational and undogmatic character of Spinoza's thought remains appreciated and admired. Spinoza's ideology has helped create a pathway for great minds alike to follow and continue exploring his ideas.